Serious Minds R&TV. Make sure you like, subscribe, and share. Serious Minds, seriously. Peace.
You are now listening to Serious Minds RNTV with your host, Professor Griff. The call-in number is 516-654-7688. That's 516-654-7688. This is Professor Griff, and this is Serious Minds RNTV. Serious Minds for Serious Minds. Seriously.
So I am now going through the Rodecaster Pro like this. All right, be patient with me, family. All right, can you hear me now? Check 1 2 1 2. Check 1 2 1 2. All right, give me the thumbs up if you can hear me. Jazzy Joy 22, can you hear me? All right, you can hear me. All right, give thanks. All right, greetings, family. This is Professor Griff, and picking and choosing the days that I come on and picking and choosing the subject matter. Yeah, this subject matter hit me in the back of the head like 3 times, and it reminded me of something that I had talked about some time ago. And that something that I had talked about some time ago was the fact that Black students were being sold in mocked auctions at schools. And it was primarily elementary schools, and then a couple of high schools. And then I even seen them kind of doing this kind of madness on a college level. Wow. As I sit through the 65 questions that they have asked their sister to confirm her as a Supreme Court justice, I said to myself, wow, you're going to grill her about critical race theory, which is not even taught to elementary school students? You're going to grill her about that, but yet they're having mock slave auctions to sell Black kids? And this is cool. Wow. All right. Maybe it's me. Just maybe. Just maybe it's me. Maybe it's not me. Maybe I just got to kind of increase my understanding of what's going on in the world. All right. So we're going to be talking about this North Carolina school was condemned for holding a mock slave auction of Black students. All right. All right. In the meantime, between time, if you are in the Atlanta area and you would like to participate in the basic firearms class, which is a very intense one, may I need to say that. Very intense firearms class being held this Saturday. All right. This Saturday, it's an outdoor range. We can run and gun. This Saturday, it's in South Fulton County. So if you're in the Atlanta area, please contact your brother, Professor Griff, and I will make sure. All right. I will definitely make sure you get in the class. My number is 678-557-2919. Mr. Brandell Bowen, what's going on with you, man? Thanks, Mr. Double B. Really appreciate you, man. All right. Let me share my screen. Because I want people to see this flyer. Would like to record this computer's screen. Okay. Got you. No problem. Hold on for a second, fam. Hold on. Okay. No, we'll do it later. No, we got it. All right. Here we go. All right. Sharing my screen now. All right, for everyone on IG, I'm going to share my screen so you can get an idea of what's going on this Saturday, fam. This Saturday. Okay. Let me pull my camera back towards me. How's that? Would that work for y'all? All right. And I think that might work for y'all. All right. All right. We're going to put it in view. All right. Black Arrow Defense. All right. Hold on. Let me raise this up. All right. Black Arrow Defense training class. It's Saturday, March 26, 2022 at 11 a.m. It's level 1 basic safety course and firearms training. All right. All right. And we're definitely encouraging the women to come out to meet the head of the and join the Buffalo Soldiers Women's Gun Club. So come on through. All right. All right. Meet my man Maurice and my man Rumani. Of course, my man Josh is going to be out there. And of course, yours truly, Professor Griff. It's an outdoor range. You can call this number right now. Text it, whatever. 678-640-2733. All right. 678-640-2733. And of course, y'all already know my number, 678-557-2919. All right. All right, fam. Let me see. Let's see. All right, we did that. All right, we're not going to share the screen. We're going to cancel that. We're going to bring it back to me. And we are going to go right here. All right, family. So this idea of having a mock slave auction. Now, mind you, when we start talking about a mock slave auction, this is not something that's being conducted, I guess, in the name of fun on a college level. All right, where you could say these college students were actually drunk and they were just kidding around. All right, this is at an elementary school. All right, an elementary school. All right, killing me. All right, please, if you're going to come on the platform, and please remind everyone, Quan, if they're going to come on the platform, tell them to stick to the subject matter. Stick to the subject matter. Please stick to the subject matter. I'd really appreciate that, fam. All right. Okay. John Trey, cut that out, bro. Anyway, in the meantime, between time. All right. All right, let's talk about this. Let me pull this up on on the screen so everyone can see what I'm talking about, so we can kind of dialogue about this. All right. I'm going to share the screen yet again. All right. All right. It says North Carolina school condemned for holding a mock slave auction, all right, of black students. Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. But hold on. Why isn't my thing work? This thing is just not working right at all. Quan, 1 second. I'm having some technical difficulties. All right, it's telling me to hit shift 7, and I hit shift 7. It didn't do me no justice. Hold on. I'm holding the shift down. Lost permission to capture. Follow these steps. Hold on 1 second, fam. Hold on. Hold on. It says it needs permission. It says it needs permission. Hold on. You know how sophisticated these security. All right, let me see. Okay, I'm enabling. I enabled that. I went through that. I did that. All right, we should be good. All right. All right. Y'all not seeing my screen. Quan, you not seeing the other screen? Hold on. If not, I'm just going to go dive right into the subject, whether we see the other screen or not. All right. Anyway, a parent is condemned in North Carolina school after her son and his fellow black students were sold at a mock slave auction by their white classmates, according to the reports. Ashley Palmer complained on Facebook about the shocking incident at the K through 8 junior, I guess it's junior school, Walters School, J.S. Waters School in Goldston near Raleigh, which has 195 students, 68% of whom are white, the News Observer reported. All right. And I quote, hold on. Our son experienced a slave auction by his classmates, and when he opened up where we were made aware that this type of stuff seems to be the norm, so much that he didn't think it was worth even sharing. Palmer, who is white, wrote on March 4th. Now, the gentleman that we're speaking of is black. Mom white, dad black. All right. His friend went for $350. Another student was the slave master because he knew how to handle them. Wow. She wrote, we even have a video of students harmonizing the N-word. Okay. Wow. Since when were children so blatantly racist? Why is this culture acceptable? Family, when are we going to wake up? When are we going to wake up and stop asking the question, when has these people, this country, this society, however you want to word it, so racist? You don't get it? When are you going to get it is the question now. When are you going to get it? Palmer added, parents teach your kids that this behavior isn't okay. All right, that is cool if the parents do that, Ms. Palmer, but now you're doing it systemic. You're doing it on a level where, in a place where we're receiving education. Okay, teach them also that silence is complicity. Laughter is even worse. Is silence, the question I'm asking you now, is silence complicity? If you are quiet about it, are you complicit? If you are quiet about it, are you complicit? Warren X. Brown, why would that be better? You mean for me to educate people with the book, or should they educate people with the book? I'm confused. All right. So is silence complicit? Is silence an excuse not to deal with it? Do we think it's just going to go away? Will it go away if you just don't talk about it? Is that the mindset? Is that what we're going with today? So we don't talk about it. So since we're not going to talk about it, it'll just kind of go away. Nah, Khaled, I didn't hear about that. Not at all. Not at all. Student lists black classmates as slaves on Craigslist. There was a student who lists his black classmate as a slave on Craigslist, and he was going to sell him on Craigslist. Peace, Doc. What's good with you? All right. Wow. This one says Newburgh High School students participated in a virtual slave trade. So we have a virtual slave trade now. But yet we are constantly hearing, well, look, guys, that happened so long ago. Can you guys just forget about it? It happened a long time ago. That was then. This is now. Let's get past it. Wow. Black students at Newburgh High School were targeted by a group chat called Slave Trade, where other students joked about how much they would pay for them. So they're selling their classmates. They're actually selling their classmates now. Expelled high school students who created Start Slavery Again petition. So there was a student who created Start Slavery Again petition. So this gentleman wanted to start slavery again. The mother was reported further infuriated when she learned that those involved had only received 1-day suspension for the abhorrent act, which sparked outrage in the community. A group called Chatham Organizing for Racial Equality said in a press release Monday that this auction involved middle school students and, it says middle school students, which involved middle school students and occurred in the presence of staff and faculty and while being filmed, according to the paper. On Monday, Chatham County School Superintendent Anthony Jackson apologized for the incident and ordered immediate action to prevent similar activities from happening. My question is, and I want to ask you, Quan, and I want to ask you, Dr. Khalid El Hakim, and you, Doc, and everyone else out there that's conscious, is this in their curriculum? Is this part of the curriculum? Is this part of the lesson plan? Is this part of the lesson plan? She says, I want to offer up, he says, I want to offer an apology. Now, this is someone that's black. The incident happened at J.S. Waters School in Goldston near Raleigh, Chatham County schools. It says, I want to offer an apology to every single student who has ever felt unsafe in our care, to every student who has ever felt demeaned, disrespected, or marginalized because of their race, ethnicity, sex, gender, religion, or disability, Jackson said. Now, Jackson is a black man. Come on now. Wow. He says, as painful as it's been to hear some of these accounts, I want to thank those who exercised the courage to step forward to speak their truth. Wait a minute. Sorry, Anthony Jackson. Sorry, Mr. Jackson. This was filmed. This was on film, sir. People were actually there and witnessed this. During the public comments at Monday's meeting, Christy Wagner, a parent of one of the sold black students, made an emotional plea to the board. Said the reality is these facts of racism are not only happening here in Chatham County, but across North Carolina and across the country, she said. All right. It's systemic racism. This is what we've been saying all this time. Come on now. Is this just a case of Professor Griff reaching? How many times have we heard of these kind of situations going on? I'm just curious as to what this gentleman has to say, man.
I must say that as a father, as an educator, as a grandfather, tonight was very difficult. It's difficult to sit here and listen and hear and hurt for our children. Schools are for children. And as partners with parents, we are responsible for helping students realize their full potential. As many people identified tonight, creating safe environments for students is the first promise schools make to families. I was a principal for 14 years. I said to parents on a regular basis, bring me your children or bring me your child and we'll keep them safe. Over the last week, we have all heard or read accounts of experiences that children have had in our school system. These accounts of mock slave auctions, use of racial epithets, and images have shaken us to the core. particularly me. Experiences that none of us would say are okay, acceptable, or justifiable. As I shared in my letter to our school community, actions such as these they just do not reflect who we are as a school system. And I say unapologetically will not be tolerated in this school system. Those who participate in acts that demean any person are acting outside of the values of our school system and will be held accountable using every means at our disposal. And so as painful as it has been to hear some of these accounts, I want to thank those who exercised the courage to step forward and speak their truth. But it's now our responsibility to do the things that all students need to be the true beneficiaries of the many wonderful programs and opportunities we have to offer in our school system. I want to say this. I want to work with our community partners to ensure that this happens. As a newcomer to our school system and to this community, before I offer any plans, I want to do something that needs to be done here publicly. I want to offer an apology. An apology to every single student who has ever felt unsafe while in our care. To every student who has ever felt demeaned, disrespected, or marginalized because of their race, ethnicity, sex, gender, religion, or disability. In Chatham County schools, we proudly boast that diversity is our strength. And moving forward, it will be our intentional focus to ensure that this celebration includes everyone. Moving forward, my personal commitment to you is that we will do better.
Okay. All right. And moving forward, we will do better. All right, family. I've done my job. Now I'm going to turn it over to you. What do you think? All right. What do you think? He said, this doesn't reflect the school system. That's Randy all said that's BS. That's exactly what it reflects. Charles Williams says, great speech, typical BS. Right? Yeah. It's like, okay, let's go. Let's put a Band-Aid on it. Let's cover this up. Let's kind of, yes, throw some, we're going to do better. Promise you, blah, 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 blah. Some other empty promises. And Monday, they'll go back to business as usual. All right? They'll go back to business as usual. Plain and simple. All right? So then my question is, if you know they're not going to change, my question is, what are you going to do to change this dynamic? Where do the students get this from? Is one of the other questions I want to ask. So, Doc, you said it's politically correct speech. All right. Okay. So you said Miss Michi said it's a hell of a way to teach Black history. Right. So during Black History Month, the overall overwhelming amount of threats that HBCUs received with storms and the pandemic and the 28 days that, we're allowed to study and this kind of thing. Then on top of all of that, threats, bomb threats. We're going to shoot up the school. Just, yeah. Okay. When and who are the adults involved in? Okay, good question. Kelvin Shorter. Where and who are the adults involved, and why haven't they been fired? And why have the kids involved haven't been expelled? Expulsion is a, yeah, that's kind of critical. That's going to take, yeah. Said apology is no real action. You can apologize verbally, but you have to come behind the apology and make good. Am I right or wrong? So Tina Ray said the students are hearing these things in their homes. I would agree. And then the school curriculum reinforces it. Okay. Valerie Pollard says we need to be separated already. Separate schools. All right. Peace to the God, knowledge, understand, overstanding. 504, what's good with you, bro? All right. What action are you taking? What is the last meeting you had? When's the last conversation you had about replacing racism, white supremacy with a system of justice? So they're doing, but Doc, listen, you said kids adopt the behavior and attitude of the parents and the environment they grew up in. Those kids did not come up with this idea and return to slavery on their own. You're right. No, you're absolutely correct, man. And I'm not saying we're not doing anything. There's a lot of people online speaking truth to power. A lot of people without shows, but they put stuff up on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and Facebook. And, you know, it's almost like throwing rocks at the, you know, at Cyclops, thinking you're going to kill him. This is not the David and Goliath story. This is not, you're not going to pick up a stone and put it in your slingshot. Yeah. So unless each one of us kind of look at this story, dive into the story, pull out the lessons from the story, educate one another, share the story, discuss it, and then come up with solutions. Come up with solutions that'll move this thing forward. All right, when I say move this thing forward, I'm talking about replacing racism, white supremacy with a system of justice, all right? All right. Miss Michi again says, them apologies afterwards all sound alike. They all basically say the same thing. Rira Nutara. If that's the case, then if it ever happens again, they should be expelled. Exactly. Because where are they getting this from? And I see a lot of us are putting up comments and we're going to the root of it. What is the root of it? We can stay out on the branch knowledge all we want to and pontificate and kind of just have these discussions and go back and forth and point the blame and offer, empty apologies and that kind of thing. But once you get to the root of it, why is it even being taught to 14, 15, and 16-year-olds? What is the root cause of it? All right. All right, family. Everyone has my phone number and my email address. My phone number is 678-557-2919. If there's an interesting story you would like for me to cover, to go over, or possibly have a guest here on Serious Minds RNTV, please do me a favor and just hit me up. Just text me, 678-557-2919. I'd be glad to have him on. I'd be glad to discuss the subject matter. All right? I was reading something. One of the comments caught my eye. Okay. Not sure. Family, stick to the subject matter, all right? Okay. All right. Once again, my phone number is 678-557-2919. Text me a subject matter. And when you do, text me the name of the subject and text me a link where I could go see what you're talking about. All right. Tina Ray, you're absolutely correct. Homeschooling is a must. Even if you're doing the homeschooling, that's supplementing what your children are getting in school. That's a good question, Black Plumber 333. Why did the Black students even agree to participate in that? All right. So I want to come on a little bit more often. As you guys already know, I'm in the middle of putting together an album, and I'm also in the middle of writing my next comic book. All right. So just bear with me. I'm getting back into the swing and back into the flow of things. All right. My email address is seriousmindsinfo@gmail.com. Quan, can you put that? You said your chat is not working. Hold on. Yeah, this thing is acting up because my functions are not working at all. They're not working at all. They're not working at all. Oh. All right. So you have my email address. You have my phone number. Text me or just email me subjects, and we'll kind of deal with them. All right. So once again, the North Carolina school condemned for holding mock slave auctions of Black students. All right. Thank y'all for your comments. Thank y'all for bearing with me and the technical situation issues that I'm going to deal with right now. I get off here. All right, family. This is Professor Griff. Hopefully, I will see y'all in a minute. Text me some subjects. I don't mind coming on Friday. I don't mind getting black with y'all on. Thank you very much, Quan, for putting the email address up. For coming back on. All right. When you give me the subject matter, give me something that's going to stick to the ribs. All right. We don't want trauma porn. We don't want just something, regurgitating the same kind of themes. All right. And every time we have conversations like this, let's start thinking in terms of solution think. All right. Solution think. All right. Solution think. As a matter of fact, is it possible y'all can give me a second? Let me run and get this book so I can give you one solution. All right. 1 second. I'll be right back. Don't go nowhere. Don't go nowhere. All right. Someone says, Professor Griff, how come you always going to get a book? How come you can't put the book? How come you, when you start your program, you can't have the book already? A lot of times when I'm talking to y'all kind of spark some things. You understand what I'm saying? All right. So let's read this book. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, in case you forgot yesterday, not next week, not next month. Let's get it and read it. Now, let me tell you how I read this book. And I want to shout out and thank Khalid El Hakim for turning me on to this book right here. So what I did was with this book, because it's a very thick book, but I got through it. And let me tell you how I got through it really, really quick. Took me about, probably 30, 40 days. So what I did was I purchased the book, and then I start searching for the ebook, because a lot of times I don't get a chance to carry books. So if I have it on my tablet and I have the physical book, I said, okay, I can't go wrong. I can stay on it and get through it. Because I don't like to write in books, but I want to be able to take notes. So what I did was I found the audio version of the book. All right. So I listened and read along the audio version of the book, taking notes. That's how I was able to get through the book so quick. All right. Reginald Brown, I just answered your question. So I found the audio version, the audio book. All right. Make sure you don't download the one for kids. This one's for adults. There is one for kids. All right. Ibram X. Kendi. Good book. Stamped from the beginning. Stamped from the beginning. Stamped from the beginning. Stamped from the beginning. Ibram X. Kendi. All right. Okay. So when we start talking about solutions, we need a reference point. That's your action item. This is what I'm asking you to do. Got that, Jennifer? Nikki, Nadia, Rodney, Indigenous Black, Vito, my friend, Tito Saunders. All right? You have no excuse. It's in every format. Make it happen. All right? Y'all got my number. My number is 678-557-2919. Text me some subject matter, or even text me what you think about the book, or let's dialogue. Stamped from the beginning. Kendi, pardon me, Ibram X. Kendi. All right? It's Professor Griff. It's the Serious Minds Are in TV. And revolution is not an event. It's a process. Serious minds attract serious minds. Seriously. Peace. All right, peace. Thank you very much, Quan. Double B, thanks for the donation. Really appreciate you, good bro. All right, I'm here. Peace. Love y'all to life, fam. Peace.